welcome to Marni's Kitchen. Today I am excited to bring to you Pico de Gallo. I like Pico de Gallo a lot. I like it on several different things, but typically to dip your chips in, or with tacos or quesadillas, which I'm making for dinner tonight, and you'll get that too. In the spirit of my interview with Loud Tacos food truck for my food truck series, I'm doing Tex-Mex, Mexican food for the week. I'm really excited. The interview went really well. It was done at Watchtower Brewing Company, which is a new brewery opened in Aberdeen. Check it out if you can. They're really good people. It was really nice. It was nice for them to let me do, I did 2 food truck interviews there actually, back to back, so that was fun. Loud Tacos, I am their first podcast. I had that privilege, so I'm super excited about that. I broke their cherry. It was fun. It was really good. So look forward to that next Friday. Today's Thursday. I'm posting this one Thursday because I'm posting it on Thursday. That's why. And tomorrow is National Cheddar Cheese Day, and that is the day before Valentine's Day. And tomorrow, Brian and I are going to dinner with friends at La Tolteca, so we'll be drowning ourselves in cheddar cheese. And then we're actually going to a Fleetwood Mac tribute concert, and that's going to be our Valentine's Day, because on Valentine's Day, if you have the opportunity, plug, the Wood Raw Dogs Trio will be performing at Independent Brewing Company from 6 to 9 on Valentine's Day. So if you want to hear some really good music and have some really great beer and hang out with friends and sing along and dance along, come join us Saturday. We'd love to see you. All right, there you go. So, so in the spirit of all of this, I'm bringing to you Pico de Gallo. I really do enjoy Pico de Gallo, and I'm excited to bring it to you. I am using, I'm pretty sure, I didn't check with Rob, I should have, but HUMA recipe, changing it up a hair, not much, but a hair. So you need an onion. I'm probably only going to use half because I'm making a small portion. I have about 5 plum tomatoes, a lime, a clove of garlic, kosher salt, dried cilantro, because I do not care for fresh cilantro. I can handle dried cilantro because it's not as soapy. I do have that gene, I guess. So cilantro, and I've tried if it's very little fresh, I can handle it, but otherwise I don't care for it. I did pre-chop the jalapeno. It's 1 jalapeno. I chopped it real small. I do recommend use gloves. The first time I ever cut a jalapeno years and years and years ago, I was like, I don't need to use gloves. I'll just be careful, and I won't touch my eyes. I won't touch anything, and I'll be fine. No, it was not good. So always wear gloves and dispose of them afterwards. And I washed everything. So I have my 1 jalapeno cut real small, kosher salt, and then mixed peppercorn. I like the flavor of the mixed peppercorn. That's the only really switch up. And then clove of garlic. So I'm going to get chopping and talking about things, and there we go. The first thing is I'm going to cut the tomatoes. There is a device that you can use, and it does work, but I'm not quite sure where it is, so I'm just going to chop them, but I'll talk as I'm chopping, and of course I'll cut some stuff out. So we'll get started. I do use a serrated knife because that goes through the tomatoes nicely. So you're going to dice your tomatoes. I have a large bowl here that I'm going to put everything in once it's cut. So I did some research, as I always like to bring to you some history. You actually don't need to cut the tops off for pico, because people don't notice that little stem piece. When you cut tomatoes for sandwiches, or when you cut tomatoes for a mozzarella, tomato, basil salad, caprese salad, that was the word, it was escaping me. You either cut the circle out, or you just cut that piece out altogether, because it doesn't look pretty, but it's not noticeable in here. But I'm going to pre-cut the tops off because it makes it easier. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I enjoy fresh Pico de Gallo. It's very refreshing and it's very tasty. It also has, it's kind of referred to as a salsa, but it's not really a salsa because it's not as runny. Liquidy, I guess is the better term to use. It's not as liquidy. So there are two other terms used to describe Pico de Gallo. It's salsa fresca. You'll see that on menus often. And that is fresh salsa, obviously. And then also salsa bandera, which is the bandera is flag, and the colors of the pico represent the Mexican flag. So that is also a way it is referred to. So I'm just dicing my tomatoes. So it is a process, but it's a fun process. And then I always blade up when I scrape into the bowl because your blade won't dull that way. So always, if you don't have a tool, there's tools for that, but I don't have one. Like I said, I try to keep it pretty minimal. I remember one night at HUMA we had introduced our new menu featuring several items. And, of course, we were super, super busy. And one night, we actually ran out of pico. And we used to make a good amount of it. And so Rob and I were standing at the table making pico last minute. And that was hectic. That was fun, though. Nights like that were always fun. They were always hectic, but it was fun. I really did. I enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed working in a restaurant. I did. So you just want to dice your tomatoes. My pieces aren't real tiny, but that's okay. Just make them as small as you can, I guess. I think plum tomatoes are the best for pico. They're firm and they're easy to cut, and I prefer them the best. I think they're the easiest. And that's the last guy. So we got him in there. Alright, so next up is the onion. I always cry. I am not that person who doesn't cry. I always cry. And purple onions, I've gotten, I think, worse as I've gotten older. And purple onions are always so strong. So, okay. I'm going to put that guy aside because I'm only putting half in. I'm going to dice him real big. I know everyone has seen different ways of dicing an onion. And I know you can go sideways all the way through. The night that Rob and I made the pico, he actually told me that I didn't need to do that. It was an extra step. So he was right, but I'm going to do it this way. So I cut the little center, and I leave this piece on because it keeps it together so it doesn't fall all over the place. So if I leave the root on and slice towards me to make the slices, it makes it easier to cut all the way down. So, and then you just make your slices, but you don't want to go all the way through. And you don't want to go all the way to the end. And then I can turn it around because I know where I'm going. And I wind up running my knife through it more so because I don't like big onion chunks. The only thing I obviously don't mind chunky is the tomato. But I don't like big onion chunks. And then you just slice it. See, and they're small little pieces. They are small, but I'm going to have to run through. And I try to get as much as I can. So then I'll turn it on its side And then see, it doesn't fall all over the place and you have that little bit left. So you can just chuck that. It makes it easier. All right. And my eye's not too bad. My right eye is getting a little stingy, but my left eye's hanging in there. All right. So now I'm just going to run my knife through it. Got onion pieces bouncing everywhere. Ooh, my eyes are watering. Pico really is pretty. It's a nice compliment. It's nice colors, nice and bright looking, and fresh looking. And my eyes are really watering now. Once you start cutting into that onion. It's like crying. I got onion falling all over the place. It's like an onion war zone. I am not a meat chef or cook or whatever you want to call me. I am not meat, but I'm fun. I'm trying to make things that complement my interviews so that way I get to cook and then I can bring these kind of things to you and it kind of matches and goes with the theme of whoever I'm interviewing or whatever I'm interviewing. So there's more to come with that. All right, those small enough for me. So I'm just going to put it in there. That's what she said. Hopefully, well, we won't get into that. All right, so that is that. I actually discovered what the meaning of Pico de Gallo was. I looked it up. It translates to the beak of a rooster or a rooster's bill or whatever. And they say that it came from that because when they originally ate it, they would take it and pinch their fingers together and it looks like a rooster's beak. So that's why they call it Pico de Gallo. I thought that was really interesting. It's thought that the Aztecs developed Pico de Gallo. So that's where it comes from. And then you're going to add your jalapenos. So, and I'm using the rubber spatula to get it out. Okay. See? And it looks pretty. It's pretty colors. Okay. I'm going to chop my garlic. I'm going to do my little garlic trick that I like. Remember I showed before. Smash. Smash. And the peel comes right off. So that's easy. I'm sorry I'm sniffling, but the onions were a little strong. So I'm just going to put that there for now. I don't need to. So you just chop it real fine. I'm only using 1 clove because you don't want it too garlicky, and I can always add more as if I taste it. Or I can always sneak in some garlic powder if I don't have or wish to cut up another. I just dragged my knife and I said not to do that. Anyway, see, it's never perfect. I'm not editing that out. Other people might, but I'm not going to. Alright, that's small enough. So I'm going to put that in there. So, I really like the food truck series I'm doing. It's a lot of fun. It's neat. I get to meet lots of new people and learn different things. And I just really like it. Alright, so, and then the next addition is a lime juice. The next addition is lime juice. I'm doing this to warm it so that the juices come out. Slice it. Alright, there's one. And here's the other. Alright, so I have my lime juice in there. And then I'm going to add my kosher salt. It's about a teaspoon. I might need to add more, I'm not sure. So I have it. And then, let me move it out of the way, bring this closer to me. I'm going to add my mixed peppercorn. I think the mixed peppercorn adds an extra little special flavor. I did look up to see if people made pico differently. There wasn't much variation. I did see a strawberry pico. I don't know if that would be good. I know one time Elise made strawberry salsa her and a friend for school, and it turned out so good. We made it, and it was really good. The strawberry salsa, it was better than I thought it was going to be. And then, so I don't know if I would like strawberry pico de gallo, but if there's interesting ways or different ways you make it or have tried it, please let me know, because I would think it's fun to try variations of the real thing. Now I'm going to add my dried cilantro. Okay. And then I'm going to mix it with the rubber spatula so that nothing breaks down. And then I'm going to taste this, but of course, obviously it's going to be better later when we have it with our quesadillas. So, but I will taste this because I need to see. Oh, there is a piece of onion skin. I try to be really careful and make sure none of that gets in there. So, oh, there it is. It's on my finger. All right, skin has been removed. All right, so I'm going to stir this nice. I did find other things that people put their pico on. There was a baked potato. Sometimes people put it on. Eggs, they'll make it with eggs. It might be good in deviled eggs if you could put like a little topping, like a little dash on top of the yolk. That might be really good. I bet that is really good. We'll have to try that. I might try that. Pico also can complement salads or pasta salad, or even warm pasta if you wanted to make like a Tex-Mex or Mexican type of pasta dish. And then also on proteins with like grilled chicken or grilled pork chop, I think it'd be really good. Fish, it's always good. And then one of the most interesting I never thought of was mac and cheese. And I bet I might try that along with the deviled eggs. I might try mac and cheese with a little bit of pico and see how that turns out. Because that kind of interested me. I said, oh, I bet that's good. The only thing is I would have to try to make it so it wasn't too like watery, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. So I'll have to research it and see. I'll have to look up recipes. All right, so I'm going to try it now. I do like blue corn chips, so I'm going to have it on a blue corn chip. I'm going to taste this and see if I need to add anything. I'm just going to put a little bit on and see. Let's see. Whoop. Ha, flying tomatoes. Everything flies out. All right. Here we go. It needs a little more seasoning. So I'm going to add a little more pepper. See, and I don't mind doing this with you. That's why you got to taste everything before you serve it. It does need a little more cilantro. Believe it or not. I don't think it needs more salt, but I'm going to add some garlic powder. So I'm going to add some garlic powder because I feel like it needs some. Okay. And then if that's not good enough for me, I'm going to try it later. I'm going to let it sit in the fridge and let the flavors meld. And then I'll try it with the quesadillas that we have later. So let's see. Whoop, ha, my chip broke. I might add a little more salt, but it is better. Just a little bit. So I'm going to add a little more salt. 2 pinches. That should be good. I was thinking about throwing it over my shoulder for luck. But then I have salt everywhere, so I'm just gonna dump it. I have good luck anyway. All right, so I added the salt, and I think I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna try it again later. But I think that that's all it needed. I think it's pretty good. So. All right, so I'm going to cover this. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and a couple hours later, when we have our quesadillas, I'm going to try it, and I will let you know how it turned out. But that is the basic Pico de Gallo recipe, and I hope you enjoyed the little tidbits of information that went along with it. I do hope you are able to come by on Valentine's Day to Independent Brewing Company to see Woodrow Dogs. That would be fun. It'd be fun to see you. I'd love it. And keep an eye out for Loud Tacos coming to a podcast platform near you. It was a really good interview. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And I think they enjoyed doing it as well. So that was fun. Let me know what's in. I'm thinking about the what's in your wallet when I say what's in your Pico. If you make a Pico variation, please let me know what's in your Pico. And then if you make mac and cheese with Pico, let me know, because I'd love to have the recipe, because I do want to try it. If you've tried deviled eggs with Pico, let me know how that turned out, because I think that would be really good. That would be a fun little twist. It's just fun to try and explore and do different things. Please continue to leave reviews. That's huge, to leave reviews. Like, follow, subscribe. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Chesapeake Podcast Network. Rich Bennett actually his podcast is actually up for an award. So I think that that's pretty amazing as well. And I hope that he wins. Continue to support local events, local businesses, local food, local beer. Just support it all, because it's important to keep us all going. And I hope you, have a great, wonderful Valentine's Day, and keep an eye out for Loud Tacos next week. All right. Thanks. Cheers and good eating. Bye.